In the words of the great poet Aaron Lewis, it's been a while. Welcome back to Erico Blueberry. Welcome back to Erico Blueberry, an unassuming Destiny podcast. My name is Chili Bin.
Much to the chagrin of the internet, I'm still Mackie.
Cannot be stopped.
Cannot, will not.
Which natural weather disaster would you like to have named after you? Is it like Hurricane Mickey?
Some sort of it's got to be a cataclysm event.
Okay.
I'm not wiping out a town. It's a cataclysm.
So like a Cat 5 hurricane, something like that. Okay.
9 Richter scale earthquake.
Well, I don't think earthquakes really get named. You're the first, like your earthquake is the first one to get named.
I want the tectonic plates to shift and a volcano to rise from the sea, and then that volcano be named after me.
Okay. Cool. Hey,
name a virus after me. Actually,
no. I was trying to think about a segue this back into Destiny chat. Now I'm just like physically uncomfortable. Hey, elephant in the room. It's been, I don't know, honestly, like probably 4 weeks,
a month
ish, since we made one of these. So we're just going to do like a little bit of recap because in the meantime, a bunch of story stuff did happen. We've got a 10th anniversary stuff dropped this week. That's kind of fun. Plus some like, there were what, like 4 posts that dropped in the last couple days about like the future, hints at what frontiers actually means, the return of seasons. It seems like we'll get to that. Sorry, I thought I had a big burp coming, but it was just a little one. So let's talk about the final act of Echoes. That's the episode title. Act 3 of Echoes. I haven't finished it. Because what has happened, I think, for like in Act 3, like both week 1 and week 2, the last step of the weekly quest is like go and do the exotic mission again. And I get to that.
Oh my god, do you want to do the exotic mission together?
Dude, I do. I need to do it right now. Because I'll like, you know, do the weekly quest, I'll do the bits and pieces that I need to, and then it gets to that quest step, and then I close the game because it's like 11 o'clock at night by the time I get there. I'm like, I'm not coming back to this. And then I don't come back to it until after the next weekly reset. And then there's more story stuff to do. So I'm like, I've been behind for like a couple of weeks.
I get into the exotic mission, and then I get to the second to last boss fight.
The one with the 2 tormentors?
Yeah, and then I get angry and I close the game.
Yeah.
Me angry.
Well, the first time I did that mission, I was just by myself and like just running my prismatic build with the rocket titties and all the shit. Got all the way to the final boss fight without much challenge. And then, man, was my loadout not ready for that boss fight when it locks you into a quadrant with that thing. And then I just force quit the game. I was like, I'm not ready. And then after that, I realized, oh yeah, exotic missions don't checkpoint your progress. So I had to do the whole thing again.
We had to do the whole thing again.
Yeah.
But we did it.
We did. And I also know which loadout I need for that final boss fight. And it is the Lorelei Splendor build that keeps me alive.
Yeah. Choir of One?
Oh, the weapon. Exotic? Yeah, the exotic auto rifle that uses special ammo.
I fuck with it hard.
Yeah. It's
void.
Have they nerfed it? Because they said like last week after it first dropped, they were like, this is not working the way we intended it to because auto rifles aren't meant to work this way.
I haven't noticed that much of a difference personally.
Because I think basically what they said is like, this is the first time an auto rifle has used special ammo, so they had to like manually copy a bunch of the like weapon attributes across, and they missed some, and that meant the weapon was working way too well.
Oh yeah, especially like if you run the kind of void build that I run, it was like my bar was just like,
yeah.
I was like, I'm enjoying it. It has a time and a place, but I'm enjoying it. It fucks in my build, but where it fucks in my build, I could also just have Graviton Lance.
Yeah.
And not have to worry about ammo economy.
Uh-huh.
I could just have Graviton. Or I could have a exotic heavy or an exotic primary and then just have my trusty old gnawing hunger with volatile.
Yeah.
And still be popping ads and creating that splash damage and getting everything back up again. Like,
but it looks cool. It's a cool exotic.
It's fun.
Yeah.
And it has a time and a place, but like,
yeah.
The only thing that ruins it for me is that it is special ammo. And I'm like, I don't want to have to worry about
you need to like retool your build to like be finding special ammo, all those sorts of things.
I've definitely been using finishers a lot more than I normally do because I have the one that.
Yeah. I mean,
but it's fun and it's pretty.
Yes. I mean, since I got that, what is it? The stasis sidearm, the call that uses special ammo out of the final shape. Like that is my go-to now. If I'm not running a like blinding grenade launcher. So like I've been running special ammo kit for a bit.
My primary actually lately go-to, especially if I'm back to using prismatic after months of being like, I don't like prismatic. I'm back.
Yeah.
I've got a strand auto rifle.
Okay.
That has a very good roll on it. So I've just been shitting out strand damage and getting the darkness bar up.
Yes.
And then Graviton Lance and Void do the rest. And my electric slide. I'm back using that again.
Nice.
Surprise, I'm here.
But yeah, so that's the exotic mission, which is kind of like every week has been like the last or second to last step in the quest.
Which feels a bit...
But the reason is that towards the end of that exotic mission is essentially Maya Sundaresh's lab where she's doing some cooked shit.
Yeah, actually, let's go into...
That's what I was trying to get us into. Is like that is kind of the story hook throughout these last couple of weeks is what Maya has been doing, her motivations, and it's all a bit gross.
It is dark.
The high level summary I would describe as like because she's been in the Vex network, she's seen all these possible futures, is trying to find her golden age, which consists of her and her wife Chioma Essie and their daughter not being dead.
Yeah, trigger warning for child loss.
Yeah.
I think after we did it, we got that ending and we watched it. I think I even said to you, I was like, man, that's sad, but like the child loss angle feels a bit to me.
Yeah.
Maybe it hits too close to home, but like I was a bit like, oh, this feels a bit weird. But yeah, the kind of overarching thing, if you're okay with discussions of child loss, we find out that Chioma and Maya were trying to have a baby. They succeeded, and it sounds like it's a test tube baby. I don't know, because they say the golden age happened and they lost the baby in that crisis by the sounds of it.
Right.
I'd have to go back and re-listen to it. Something happens and they end up losing the baby, or they make the decision to terminate. But I don't think it's being carried by either of them at that point. It definitely sounds like it's more of like a test tube situation.
Yeah, I mean, they were deep into like some science fiction nonsense. That could have been what it was. I honestly can't remember right now.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and watch that cutscene again, and then maybe even do some Googling and some lore daddy videos.
Yeah.
He's back in my good books. some lore daddy videos. Just to see if they touch on that. But yeah, it just basically sounds like she's trying to find an outcome where they don't have to lose that.
Yeah.
And she doesn't have to lose Chioma, and she doesn't have to lose the baby. I forgot the name. I think it starts with an N.
God, I can't remember.
She's using the choral mind, basically, or the echo to try and achieve that.
The echo of command.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's basically like finding versions of Chioma within the Vex network, bringing them essentially to life, like bringing them up as a thing she can talk to, immediately asking it questions to ascertain if it's like the right version of Chioma, and then immediately killing them when they're not. It's kind of dark.
It's really dark, but it's also really depressing when you think parallel to that, we've just had Saint come to terms with his own reality.
Yeah. And that I think is where like this week's story is kind of joining those dots.
Yeah. And then after absorbing, downloading the other Saint, he admits that he feels more like himself now.
That's what it was, yeah.
So it's really depressing to see like Saint being like accepting this alternate reality and becoming part of it actually made me feel more me. And then on the other side of the coin, you have Maya who's like, wrong one, wrong one, wrong one, wrong one. Like it hasn't occurred to her that like maybe the answer isn't in termination of like those chiomas, chia seeds.
Chia pets.
My brain wanted to say chia seed. That maybe the answer is not in getting rid of them. Maybe there is another answer there.
Yeah.
Or just don't.
Yeah.
What if you just don't? Because Maya consistently a psycho.
Yes. The other thing Ikora kind of points us towards is like her version of introducing a golden age to the universe or the galaxy is basically like, I'm going to make everything Vex. Like everything's getting radiolaria. Like everyone's doing what I've done.
But she's like talking about the beauty she found in giving the Vex individuality. And then in the same breath, she's like, but I'm going to make you all Vex.
Yeah.
Like,
you're all individuals.
The Veil's talking to her.
Yeah, something like that.
Or the witness has gotten in her head and convinced her of something. Like,
yeah.
It's a bit wackadoo and it's very dark. And I'm just like, is it the Veil? Is it the darkness? Did the witness get into her head?
That dude probably.
At one point and convince her of this?
I need to honestly go and finish this week's story and actually see the ending of this episode out.
Same.
Because I feel like there's probably stuff in there that people watching this will be like, idiot, they fucking do this in the story. Go play it. I haven't. I'm getting there.
We've been busy.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been, I don't know, it all has felt like, is this set up for a bigger thing? Are we just gonna fucking be done with Sundaresh after this episode? I don't know. I need to see the ending, see how they try to tie it up.
Or do they do what they do to other villains in this game, which is eventually they come around?
Or
like Keitel.
Or in the case of Tanix, they come back as a different form of robot.
No, she just keeps coming. There's thousands of her. She could.
Yeah.
And it would make sense lore-wise.
Yeah, it would just be different fucking Vex units.
Just more Lakshmis with different fucking spray paint.
That's right.
Different. This one's got a chameleon wrap.
This is the dead orbit Lakshmi. Hot goth Lakshmi.
This one's got fiber. Fiber casing.
This one's got the yams.
This one's got a dual spoiler. This one's got a cannon exhaust.
This one's got a dual vape in her leg.
This Lakshmi has a 1660. This Lakshmi is water cooled.
This Lakshmi's got a wide body kit. I don't know.
She's got a flared trim. This Lakshmi's got those cool headlights from the 90s that blink.
Pop up and down headlights, dude. Hell yeah.
Each iteration, she's more and more desperate for parts.
Yeah, she ends up looking like, what is it, the fucking Bosuzoku like subculture in Japan where they make cars look really ridiculous by putting fucking 6-foot spoilers on them and shit.
The other way, you go the other way, and she looks like one of, those bogan cars in certain suburbs where it's a Commodore, but it's like 6 different Commodores.
Yeah. Or it's just
like
that whoever
all
that
different colors.
whoever that guy is, I keep getting served Instagram reels of where he's just like always screaming, clipping a mic out
The
in the
green
green, yeah, the
balaclava.
green balaclava. He's just like, hold him fucking Commodore, just every time. I love it.
Jimmy. Lakshmi Jimny. This Lakshmi can go off road.
Oh god, we could probably do this bit for hours. What?
It's bullying a woman who just wants her kid back.
Yeah, I'm trying really hard to pull my brain away from this comedy vein. What else has been going on in this video game? The 10th anniversary.
10th anniversary. I've already got all my armor.
Yeah, I mean, so I saw someone mention this, and like, I think it was on Twitter, and they were saying that like it's really nice that they gave us the ornaments without requiring synth weave. They were just instantly unlocked. It was like you could just go slap this shit on, which is good because the triumphs to get the legend title require you to either use the armor or use the ornaments and have a full set. Hot tip if you didn't know this, and apparently this is a trick that works with Iron Banner, which is on right now. If you want to use an exotic armor piece to still achieve that criteria of using a full set, you equip one of the armor pieces and apply the ornament to itself, and that counts for 2. So then you can still have your exotic, and then the other ones you just put the ornament on.
Shit.
And that shit works.
I gotta get in and get that done before they patch that.
Well, it's been that way for a while. Like people are saying this isn't a thing people do for the Iron Banner challenges where you have to run you get the bonus for using more of it. So I've just been doing that. It's great.
Fuck me. 9-hour Iron Banner days didn't. I'm mad.
Well, I think Iron Banner caps out at 5, right? So normally you would do like 4 pieces of armor plus the banner, or the emblem, sorry. Whereas this one is purely just armor only. But yeah, there's a whole title you can go get. It is basically just slap this armor on, go do a bunch of shit. One of them is apparently going to get the numbers brought down a bit because it's like go and get engrams in the Cosmodrome, and they are not dropping at a fast enough rate to hit completion on that thing, and people are complaining about it.
I have not hit the judiciary rank
Justicia
on my Guardian.
Yeah, it's like rank. You have to complete rank 8.
8. I need to get to that, and one of those is play one mission on competitive focus or whatever.
Oh yeah. I also need to do that.
Almost kyled the wall at one point. I almost put my fist through some drywall. Almost pulled a Kyle.
Yeah.
Chugged my monster, threw it across the room, went to go fight some drywall.
Yeah. Like
I was getting so angry. I was like, fuck this game.
It's annoying because like the thing that earning that title gives you is the chance to buy a nerf fucking Ace of Spades.
Yeah.
And like
which I won't buy anyway. I just want the title.
I might. I don't know. Like that nerf Galahorn is pretty sick.
I might, but I'm waiting for. There's a little bit of controversy around that.
Oh yeah, I did see this. Like potentially stolen art being used for it. Yes.
So
they did say they're looking into it. So chances are it gets
said
redesigned.
They're talking to their third party who did the design. So I'm wondering if they contracted another external artist to do the design, or someone at Nerf did the design.
Yeah, it might just be someone at Nerf.
And it's been pinched. I'm a bit here and there about that because some of their evidence that they copied it is on the original Ace of Spades. Some of the scuffing and some of the like patterning. I was like, that's on the original Ace of Spades, so you can't really claim that. But like some of the scratches and stuff, I was like, that's a bit egregious.
It was close enough that I was like, I get it. I see why you would bring this up. And like to Bungie's credit, they were like, oh yeah, we'll look into this actually. This is a bit much, maybe.
So if they rectify it or even reimburse the original artist, I might consider getting one. But it also depends on the costs.
Yeah, very true.
There is a fruit fly.
I fucking saw that. welcome, guest. What is this? What is your name, friend?
Glob.
Glob, the fruit fly.
Welcome to Queensland, where at the moment we're all dealing with fruit flies in our drains.
Oh, Christ. Let's not talk about that. So one of the things that was initially kind of just like teased in the key art for the 10th anniversary, there's a guardian standing there with none other than fucking Icebreaker, dude.
We're so back, baby!
Except that you have to wait until October when the dungeon drops in which you can earn it.
Happy birthday to me!
I saw DMG tweeting about that and I was like, I know immediately who needs to know about this.
Literally yelled in the final shape. That's what this expansion's called. When we stayed up and we watched the dev log, and I think in the interlude, I spoke for about 10 minutes being like, give me back Icebreaker, you fucking cowards. Mm-hmm. And there are comments being like, it'll never happen, but it'll be nice. Eat it. It's coming back.
Yeah, dude. That's so fun.
It's so fucking back.
But again, it's months away.
That's all I want to...
What am I talking about?
All I want to do for my birthday is run that dungeon and get Icebreaker. Thank you.
All right, done. Deal. Except we've got like a whole PAX in the middle of all that, so we'll get to it.
My birthday's at the end of the month. It's fine.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah. But yeah, 10th anniversary.
So we can do
stuff.
Festival of the Last. We can get Mechie Icebreaker.
Yes.
I can drink some grogs.
Yep. It'll be next episode, which is fucking Revenant. It's all Elixir time.
We get crusty, dusty Elixir lore.
And you get Icebreaker.
Mechie month.
Yeah. But yeah, like 10th anniversary wise, I feel like I'll just chip away at that title, see how far I get.
Same.
Yeah, because there wasn't like any special activity in game for it. It was more just like, here's some armor ornaments, here's some stuff to earn with the armor equipped. That's about it.
I saw a lot of people being like, it was their 10th anniversary, this is so lackluster. And I'm like, yeah, but also like they did a lot for the Bungie 30th.
That was a couple of years ago, right?
This is free.
Yeah.
The Bungie 30th you had to pay for.
That's true. Yeah, you did.
And like, I agree, it is a little bit, because I feel like so many of us after the 30th were like excited for Destiny 10 year because we're like, oh my God, this is so fun. There's so much stuff. Yeah. All these new game modes. And then it was like, I mean, here's some armor and a triumph.
The armor that they brought back is iconic.
It's super cool. It's concept art armor.
Yeah, like super early, like pre-release concept art type shit.
Look at us, back at it again, bitching at Twitter. I saw someone on Twitter be like, it's so dull, it feels like blue armor. And I'm like, yeah, that's the fucking point.
Yeah, dog.
It's meant to be D1 armor. Yeah. It's meant to be baby guardian. It's baby.
Did you see D1
it's new
armor?
Light armor.
D1 armor was nothing special, dude.
It's new light armor. What the fuck are you talking about? It's meant to look like blue armor because that's all we had, homie.
Yeah.
Grays and blues.
Uh-huh.
I thought it was so stupid. They were like having a big bitch about the design and pulling the design apart. They were like, it just all feels like it's blue armor. It's so lackluster. Yeah. I'm like, not to miss the point.
Not to get all gatekeepery about it, but like you obviously weren't there. Grow up. Fucking hell.
Probably a fucking hunter in all super black.
Yeah, but like started playing after Forsaken and never knew what super black was.
Yeah. I was just like,
yeah, fuck them kids. What else went on? Bungie came out and said, let's talk about Frontiers. But like, but like just a fucking smidge.
They gave us like names.
Yeah. I think like the big things that kind of stuck out to me, because I forgot to write any of this down. They are going to a smaller 2 expansion per year model, but they're also bringing back 4 seasons throughout the year. So this experiment was like just a 1-year deal, huh?
I think I kind of had a feeling that was coming because they caved and went, oh, sorry, we'll make all the content available in week 1 and you can do
Yeah.
it at your own pace. Sorry. And I was like, it's not landing.
Yeah. And like it seems like they're rolling forward with that in a way because they are talking about like non-linear storytelling. And basically like there's a bunch of stuff you could just go do and you can do all of it, but you choose the order and you just kind of like approach it however you want. So I think the move to like drop all of the episode story at once for episodes 2 and 3 is a move in that direction. I don't know if it will work or like, you know, give the energy that I think we need at the moment. But also that was kind of how story worked in D1, right? Like it was kind of just all over the place. You go grab it.
Pretty much, yeah, from memory. A
Um,
lot of D1 has been pushed out by D2.
yeah. I can't remember much about like what they said, if anything, about Foundations itself. But man, is the concept art sick.
Yeah,
Like
actually,
it is
it caught my attention.
architectures and stuff that don't match anything we've seen before. So that again, I think like talks to maybe we're going to planets we've never seen before, leaving the galaxy, whatever it might be. That I think is pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's got me kind of a little bit excited for after the episodes what's happening.
Yeah.
But
Also
gotta
really
get through these episodes
I
too.
also really like some of the like very like work in progress. This is just placeholder screenshots and stuff they put in there featuring a auto rifle that was called Swordy. Swordy. But it was just like a purple gun model, like fully just like matte purple
foam block.
Basically. Saw someone say like, can we please have this gun as is, but it's a gun that talks to you? And I'm like, don't make this game Borderlands. That's dumb.
Give me the warbler foam.
Give me
the pre-spray gun.
Give me that gun that talks to me in an Australian accent that is definitely the most annoying thing I've seen.
That Rick and Morty game that everyone hated.
Yeah, because it was bad and full of AI art. But that's a story for another time. Yeah, I think they showed some stuff about like ideas they've got around like reworking the director and making a lot of the systems easier to understand. Or like Tyson Green, new game director, came out and said like, "Hey, we know the systems are too many and they are complicated." And I think the words he used were like, "You basically need a PhD to understand how to progress in this game, and we want to remove that."
Coworker and I were catching up about some of it too because he'd also kind of fallen off Destiny a little bit.
Yeah.
And we were talking about some of the like the directory and stuff. And I was like, I do that thing with the directory that you do with your fridge where you open your fridge and you forget why you were there and then you close it and then you walk away from the fridge and you go, "Oh fuck, I remember what I wanted." And then you go back to the fridge and you forget again.
Yeah. It's that, but it's also like there's just enough loading between menus and stuff that like it's so easy to forget or like lose that kind of focus on the task you were trying to complete. Yeah. And then it's like, all right, I'm done.
Like I appreciate the introduction of like when you finish a mission, you go into the directory and there's just a launch button and it sends you to your next step. Great. That's great. But like there's so often I'll read a quest, open up the directory and then be like, wait, what was I doing?
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like the main feeling I have is like they're saying a lot of things I like the sound of, and it seems like will maybe re-energize the game in certain aspects. So I'm curious, I'm optimistic, but at the same time, it's going to be a while before we see any more of that. So I look forward to future updates when some of the stuff gets a bit more nailed down in terms of and like in terms of details and them like committing to specific directions. Like I don't want to, get ahead of myself and be like, this looks sick, I can't wait for this, because like I work in software, I know how early previews work. Like this is nowhere near final. This is just them going, we want to show you something.
We have the intent to do this,
Yeah.
but it might not work out that way.
Well, it's also them saying, like, here is the intent behind it, of like, here's the problem we're trying to solve. Here's what we've identified as factors of that problem. Here are some early ideas of how we're going to address them.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is good transparency, right? They're not saying, like, this is what we're going to do, and then having to backpedal that. It's like, here's the problem we're trying to solve, and we're going to explain it to you so that you know we understand it, which is important.
Yeah. It's exciting.
Yeah.
I want to get into the crusty story. Let me in.
That's soon. I will also note that in those updates, they kind of kicked the can down the road in terms of talking about my favorite game mode, Gambit. There's a ton of stuff in there about, like, here's what we're doing with Crucible, here's what we're doing with, like, strikes and dungeons and all this shit. And I'm like, and there's this little section, like, we've got nothing to say about Gambit, we'll talk to you later. It's like, come on, dude.
The drift is weird. We don't want to be around him.
I get it. I really do. But yeah, I could see a world where they get rid of it. That is not beyond the pale for me. I really hope they don't, because I think it is a really interesting game mode conceptually. I think there are some, like, some tweaks to make to, like, balance it better, or, like, have the matchmaker the what? Sorry.
Bring back Prime.
No, see, that was fun, yes, but it wasn't actually good.
Demon Mechie mode, let's go.
But yeah, like, I think it just needs a bit of love, and it needs something about it that draws people back to it.
There's definitely some, like, upkeeping that needs to be done.
Yeah,
and some like it. We're not saying rework the mode, but, like, Crucible is constantly getting new modes, yes, and new maps, and
yeah,
Iron Better.
I think, like, to try and get specific, I think the thing that has always annoyed me about Gambit is the way that invasions work. Not necessarily, like, that invasion is a thing, but the timing around when it's possible. Like, the 40 and 80 moat gate, is it 40 and 80 or 30 and 60? 40 and 80, I think. Like, those make sense.
All I know is I hear them come, and then I pop them with Xeno, and then I giggle.
Yeah, the like, where it gets annoying for me is when one or both teams have entered the primeval phase, because if the other team's doing their primeval, you can just invade, like, pretty frequently. So, like, that to me, I think needs some tuning, because it starts to feel pretty oppressive if you're like, there's basically, if one team gets their primeval first, there's almost no way of winning. If you're not that team, like, there isn't the right
it's kind of, very hard to swing it back.
Yeah, like, you used to be able to. I remember there was a time where, like, that kind of wild swing was possible a lot more frequently.
The only way lately I've gotten one of those wild swings from losing to winning was I ended up getting 2 back-to-back team wipes.
Yeah, and
that was the only way that we could keep them down long enough that my team could plant moats and start to work on our primeval.
I just...
And that was just pure, fuckery.
That feels like too much of an ask in order to swing it back.
Straight ass that I even pulled it off. Yeah. Like, I was...
Hey, I've done them too. I get it.
Pure fuckery.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens when they come out and say more.
I got 3 clan invites after that.
Ooh. Still
accepted none.
Yeah, I was gonna say, still not affiliated.
I belong to none.
It's so good. Was there anything else in there that you caught that I've missed? I am struggling to recall, and I didn't take notes because I'm lazy.
No, there was not a lot, really. I just like foam block gun.
Foam block gun is
crusty, dusty, icebreaker. October is going to be a good month for Mechie.
Hell yeah, dude.
Festy of the Lost.
Excuse me, that one was an actual burp.
Dungo, icebreaker.
Yeah. All of those. That sounds great. It's a good time. It's a good October. So on to our final topic.
Yeah.
Which is...
We've been busy.
We've been busy. I let's run down the list. So like for what feels like 6 months, I've been trying to find another place to live after being issued an illegal eviction notice. So that's been fun. Finally secured one. Got to move. I think we've got movers booked in 2 weeks' time. So like that's been going on. Work stuff, generally, both of us. Family
Our
stuff. Weekends, family stuff, difficult pet situations on my end. It's been hard to play Destiny.
We've been going to gigs.
Dude, yeah.
Actually doing things with our weekends.
That's true. But also I think like to not like beat around the bush too much. Like I haven't really wanted to play Destiny that much lately. Whether it was like I think honestly after the latest round of layoffs, that kind of hurt a lot.
It did sour the mood.
Yeah.
And then I had something that made me real mad.
Yeah. So yeah, it's felt just all a bit weird. And not wanting to like force myself to try and play this game more than I actually want to just for the sake of this show. Like I've been going in like doing the story stuff, but even then I'm like I'm behind, you know. There might even be a week or two where I don't play it. Those weeks between the 3 weeks of story, I basically didn't play at all because there wasn't anything I wanted to do or like try to achieve. And it's been that way for long enough that I kind of just said at one point, like, should we take a break from this show?
It not only was it feeling like a slog to play Destiny for me, just for some like transparency. Reset happens Wednesday morning for us. I work in the office on Wednesday. I have to get home. I get home at 7:00 at night, and I have to try and get all of the story done that night so that we can record. It's just both of our schedules mean that we can't really record on Friday or Saturday. It's just, it is what it is. It's one of those things. But my work from home schedule changed with my job title change. So I was no longer working from home on Wednesday. I couldn't jump on and do it in my lunch break like I used to. And like that made Wednesdays, Thursdays hard because I'd get home from work at 6:30, 7:00 at night. I've still got to cook dinner, feed my dog, shower, do this, and then jump on and then get up at 5:00 the next morning.
Yeah.
So that was getting tricky. Our social lives opened up. Our personal lives opened up.
Yeah.
I've had tours and gigs and stuff. And then we've got an event coming up. So our October's pretty much out of the question.
Yep. And then right after that, I'm coming up to Brisbane.
You're home for 2 weeks, and then you're coming up to Brisbane for gigs.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things where we also did not want forcing each other to make an episode to sour our relationship or add tension to our relationship, as in friendship. Stop spreading rumors. You know, because like I wouldn't be able to do an episode because things would come up in my life and I would beat myself up. And even though you were like, don't worry about it, dude, it's a podcast, I would still beat myself up.
Yeah.
And then there's also the frustration of not being able to record and wanting to get content out. And I've got very limited time and skills and energy, so I couldn't edit or try and get short form content together. So it did very, very much feel one-sided. We just don't want it to weigh on our friendship.
Yeah, pretty much.
Also, I want to play Destiny for fun again.
That's it. Like that has been the thing that's in my head is like, it's not that I'm not playing anymore. It's more that I want it to be on my own terms entirely. Like I want it to just be a thing I chip away at without feeling like having a deadline every week of like getting through the story content or
taking notes,
like reading all the updates, like making sure I'm up to date on stuff that's being announced, all that sort of stuff. Like, is like a big ethos that we have had throughout the show is like life comes first. Other stuff Like, this game should not trump you playing other games, having other experiences, like live, work, sleep, all that stuff. And we have to live by that, right? Like, we can't say that and then not, you know, respect the way that we are feeling about it and take that seriously and listen to what our minds and bodies are trying to tell us.
And like, it'd be kind of stupid for us to start a podcast about Destiny and then have that podcast ruin Destiny for us.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or contribute to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
yeah. So so just to like set some expectations, if you should be watching or listening to this, I would call this an indefinite hiatus. Like, we're not. It's not like we're saying like we're done forever, goodbye. But it is, we're going away until we've got a sufficient reason to come back. Whether that's something in Foundations, whether that's something sooner. Maybe it's like more sporadic content, but you know the algorithm hates it when you do that shit. So I'd almost rather not. We'll see. We don't know, but basically this like attempt at weekly content is gonna stop for an unknown amount of time.
I'm sure we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
The new content format might work for us. Might come back later in fortnightly.
Yeah.
Like, depending on how content drops.
Yeah.
October might be balls to the wall, and we might come back and do an episode about that chapter or the dungeon. Or
I mean, there's a world where we come back and we do this sort of thing as like a regularly scheduled live stream. Like, who knows? It could be something else that doesn't put as much work on us outside of just playing the game. I think that's the big thing is like play the game, but then we sit down here, do this, then there's editing, then there's posting. There's a whole bunch of extra shit that has to happen.
And you have other projects too.
Yeah, I do. I guess thank you for bringing that up. A few months ago, when was it? It was April, I think. I started a Magic the Gathering project YouTube channel. Who am I? Get off.
Project.
Yes. And that kind of took off faster than we were expecting. It's not like the numbers aren't huge, but because of the way YouTube Shorts are kind of broken for engagement, broken good, by the way, I think it was like only a couple of months and we'd crossed like 100,000 channel views. Like, it was just crazy. And there's just like every now and then one of those will break containment, and like that is, in terms of like me trying to make content on the internet, is where I would prefer to put the effort and the time that I have available for that in my life. Casual Compliance, if you want to check it out and you're interested in Magic the Gathering. Yeah, it's a weird.
That's why I brought it up.
Yeah, and I appreciate it.
It's because it's popping off, but I'm also like 100% behind it.
Yeah,
I'm so excited for it. Yeah. I don't know what's happening in Magic the Gathering, but I watch every episode.
Thank you. Yeah, there's a weird form of Magic called Commander where you play with 4 people, and it is pseudo competitive, and there's a lot of weird social and cultural considerations that go into that. And me loving the game, but also having a psychology degree, finds that endlessly fascinating. So we mostly just talk about that Commander format and use the list of banned cards as a way to approach that conversation, because the reasons for them being banned is many. And yeah, it's, in the 5 months we've been doing it, I would describe it as moderately successful. Considering it is just 2 of us doing it, like, very much in our spare time.
Literally in an attic.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, I am about to move house, and we will need to find a different place to record, and that's probably a good thing.
Especially before summer.
Oh yeah, dude, it got so bad up there because there was also no way to cool it. It was hell. I say it was hell. We started in April and then it just got cold. But even then, in April, it was warm. It was warm up there because the sun hits it in the morning and the heat rises from the rest of the house, and then it stays there. So yeah, if I'm making content on the internet, I kind of don't want to spread myself too thin. and have any one of those things fail, or not fail, but just like not be to the level I want it to be.
Yeah.
And that, like,
and I've always been
that was
supportive of that.
Yeah, and that was like a non-zero part of this decision, is me looking at putting those two things side by side and going, well, yeah, the effort over here is getting me X, but the effort here is not. What if I focus on one for a bit and try that out?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's part of it. But yeah,
get some promo in there.
Yeah,
And then we're not completely withdrawing from the Destiny community because we've got Ghost in October.
yeah. I still don't know what that is going to end up doing. That's on the Saturday, right, of PAX?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I really should just put that in my calendar, because otherwise I'm liable to forget and just not show up.
I've got your pass.
Yeah, you do. Please send me the time that thing starts.
No. You'll just see me at PAX clicking at you.
You won't. We'll both be day drinking and then we'll go there.
We're leaving. No, super excited for Ghost. There's going to be apparently some people from the US and the UK coming over for it. Wow. They travel for it.
Okay.
And then also just a lot of the Australian Destiny community.
Cool.
So I'm really excited to meet so many faces online and Twitter friends and
just be a bunch of goblins.
Really excited to flip off log.
Yeah.
First thing I do is just walk in and just
get fucked, idiot.
Yeah, super sweet. I got a competition going at the moment that you can click on a link and buy your favorite Destiny content creators a drink.
So weird.
And it raises money for Ghost so that they can continue to do this, because these aren't Bungie supported.
No.
Or support. Bungie loves the events, but they're not throwing money at them.
Yeah.
So a lot of this is community led, community raised. And then you can also buy drinks and then also put a shout out on the drink as well too.
Yeah.
So a little blurb.
Dude, if anyone shouts me out, I'm leaving. I don't want that.
I've been trying to tell people, like, please, for the love of God, keep it PG. And then unfortunately the organizers came out and went, I will read anything out that is not offensive. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah, whose bar of offensive are we using here?
Yeah. The good one. The one where we don't punch down.
Good. Yep.
We banned.
Yep.
We don't punch down.
We also do not give space to abusers.
It is. If it's not, if it's not something I would say about yourself, like if it's not something you would say about yourself, don't say it about other people.
Okay.
But yeah, that's fun. Buy us a drink. No.
I buy myself a drink, it's fine.
But it's really fun. It's a competition. There's a whole prize. Kimber made a trophy that's also a drink coaster.
Oh, I did see that. That's very good.
And then there's a bunch of other cool stuff. There's a 2-scale wearable saint helmet that like lights up. Yeah.
How do I get it?
Raffle. Okay,
I will spend no money on drinks. All my money's going on the raffle.
Yeah. Super cool stuff. Super exciting. I think they still have tickets. So if you're an Australian listener and you're going to be in Melbourne around the time of PAX, maybe check out the Ghost website and see if you can get yourself, or Ghost Twitter, and see if you can get yourself a ticket.
Yeah, it's not part of PAX. It just is that weekend.
Yeah. Should be fun. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Busy all of October.
God, tell me about it. I have to move house before any of that even happens.
I'm in Melbourne for 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's right.
Instead of 4 days like normal.
God, fuck. You know what I forgot in October? Like the week after PAX is when I am having the first session on my leg tattoo.
Oh yeah, true.
Like I think it is going to end up essentially being a full leg sleeve. Or
so you're going to be visiting me in full crust mode.
2 weeks post tattoo, essentially.
fucking peeling like a lizard all over the Airbnb.
But 2 weeks out, it shouldn't be bad.
Peeling in the pit.
I'm pretty sure that first session will just be line work because it's going to be like a 6-session tattoo.
Have you ever had like a whole piece of your tattoo not come off, but like when you're in the peeling phase, it lifts and it's got the ink on it still?
Yeah, dude.
Imagine being in the pit and you look down at your leg
I
and
got
some
all this
dudes
done. I know exactly what you're talking about.
You look down in the pit and like on your leg is some dude's like fucking tattoo. It's just like transfer.
Yeah, except mine would be like lifting up a spider web because it's just, I'm pretty sure that first session is all lines.
The stones in my tattoo came off in one piece, and that was pretty interesting to wake up to. Just like, ugh.
The best one is when like you just get lettering done and then that all just lifts off like letter by letter. So funny. Yeah.
I got red ink, so it definitely peeled.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're going to be super busy for October. Yeah. So like either way, we weren't going to be able to put episodes out.
God, no, there would have been at least like 3 weeks in amongst just like October, early November, where like we wouldn't have even been home.
I was gonna say, even in October, we wouldn't be able to film like together to make an episode because I land and then I've got 3 gigs.
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday, and then the Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then Wednesday is a day off, and then Thursday pack stuff starts. So, and then that goes until the Tuesday, and then I fly home on the Wednesday.
Yeah, God. Yeah, it sounds about right.
Make sure I'm nice and burned out for the rest of the year.
Fuck yeah.
And then we got Monolith. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen a music festival lineup more catered to my taste.
Chili Bin Festival.
Yeah. I'm gonna lose my entire mind. So excited. All right.
Yeah.
I think we're done here. Seeing as
for now,
we're talking about a lot of not anything close to Destiny.
Which is going to be really busy because we're so popular and so pretty and so popular and just
so busy.
Really into music and just we're always busy and at gigs and just finna be in the pit. Like
I get tattoos and I go to festivals and conventions. But ones you wouldn't have heard of.
I get thrown across the mosh pit.
I go to land forces and I punch cops.
Yeah. There's another reason we couldn't film a couple of weeks ago is because my entire left-hand side was a bruise after being yeeted in the Kublai pit. So
oh, dude. Kublai Khan shows are a health risk.
I got picked up and just...
I mean, also, like, full credit. Terror, also fuck. Guilt Trip, also fuck. Did you have Splinter on the bill? Yeah, the like Canberra fucking hardcore band. What the fuck?
So good.
Yeah.
Support your local music scene. If you're not listening to Terror Code Blueberry, go listen to music.
Go listen to Terror Code hardcore. Error Code Kublai Khan. But hey, we will see you around at some point.
It's not
probably
goodbye. It's see you later.
Yeah.
It's hooroo, dickhead.
Hooroo, indeed. But until then...
Hooroo, dickhead.
Until then, don't take yourself so seriously. Play other games. Play Destiny. Do whatever you want. Don't force yourself to do shit you don't want to do. What else is good advice?
Just enjoy things.
Enjoy things. I watched a video today in which someone said liking things is cool and also kind of dumb. Just do it. Like things. Who gives a fuck? Gatekeepers are bad anyway.
I'll be around.
Yeah.
I'll be a menace on Twitter like usual.
I'll be mostly silent on Twitter and every now and then comment on things that people have tagged me in.
Yeah. Well, if you want to keep up to date with adventures, my Twitter is down there. Chili will occasionally make a guest appearance, undoubtedly.
Yeah.
In some sort of video or picture I take.
Yeah, I'll get quote tweeted some magic thing I'm appearing on. That's most of what my Twitter has been the last few months.
Yeah. Y'all have been super cool.
Yeah.
We appreciated having you around.
That's very
We
true.
hope you stick around.
Now, I feel bad I didn't say this sooner. Thank you. If at any point you have watched or listened to us do this, if you've commented, if you've liked videos, if you've shared it, that
retweeted
shit,
my tweets.
Yeah, that shit
about the episodes.
That shit means more than I thought it would. You know, like we get on here, we just have a dumb conversation about a dumb video game. Yeah, we yap, yappa, yappa, yappa.
We be yapping.
We be yapping. 1-800 we be yapping. And then every now and then someone else in the world says, I like what you guys are doing in some form. And it's kind of nice. Make things. Make things for your friends. Make things for yourself. And then maybe that becomes a thing that more and more people like. Who knows? Or you just do it because you enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, maybe we'll get back to enjoying making this again someday. We'll see.
Give me my name back, Bungie.
Yeah, that really needs to get fixed. Anyway, hey, from us to you. That's a Kublai Khan fucking. That's just Matt Honeycutt. From us to you. This is Ant Pile.
Shake your ass, baby girl.
Show me what you're made of, playboy. We'll catch you next time. See you later.